Well, ladies and gentlemen, it was only a few days ago I was sat here covering the viral moment of Candace Owens absolutely embarrassing woke liberal college students, and that is an understatement, right? Life's tough. Get a helmet. Couldn't say it better myself, but here we are once again with another moment provided by Candace Owens where she absolutely humiliates, destroys, whatever you want to call it, another woke liberal student. We'll also be talking about another Daily Wire host, Brett Cooper, who will be starring in a live-action remake, and if I was Rachel Zegler seeing that, I'd start to worry. So before we get into this, if you could, and we check out Candace Owens doing what she does best and so easily, and talking about women's sports, by the way, make sure to leave a like rating if you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications, share this video. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, and enjoy Candace Owens setting this student straight. Take a watch.
Hello. So my question is also about trans people, because it's specifically about trans people competing in sports, because I think everyone here can agree we need to protect women's sports. So recently in Texas, there was a boy who won the girls wrestling state championship. Do you think that he should have been allowed to compete in that division?
I think that a man taking down a woman on a map should warrant a call to the police.
Wonderful.
And should not, of course, be considered a sport.
Because he was actually born female and forced to compete in that division despite being on HRT.
I am so open to transgender people. Like, if they want to have their own division, go for it. I literally, in fact, I would love to watch it. I actually would love to watch it. If you are opting in as a man, as a woman, to having a man take you down on a mat, that is totally fine for me. But what is unacceptable is that we have these divisions. This is for women, this is for men, and you have people that are allowing men to compete in these women's divisions and to obviously dominate, because going back to biology, men, of course, are stronger than women. They are always going to be stronger and faster than women.
It's like how Leah Thomas went from getting second place in a race as a man to winning the race.
Yeah, it's completely unacceptable, and it's fraudulent, and the people...
Exactly. Going from second to first does not happen naturally. Yeah.
And so I think... going
Leah
from...
Thomas, the swimmer who came in second place in
as a man, that's right, yeah.
Yeah,
and then he just switched his gender and suddenly was dominating.
Went from second to first. As someone who competed in athletics in college and high school myself, no one ever goes from second place to first place.
Okay, so if you, Leah Thomas was not in second place when he was competing with men.
He absolutely was. If you look at the 2019 Ivy League Championships,
I
literally...
That is not true.
Look at the statistics. Ivy League Championships 2019 men's division in the 100 free for both the prelims and the finals.
Okay, let me put it this way. Let's just... Maybe there was one race that he came in second place in.
The Ivy League Championships is one race.
Thumbs up. Riley Gaines, who has spoken about how she competed against Leah Thomas and it was not fair. Leah Thomas suddenly switching your gender, competing against women is not fair. I am open to Leah Thomas.
You're going to say it's not fair.
Don't ask me a question and then cut me off when I give you the answer. It's just obnoxious. It really is. I am open to Leah Thomas and every other trans person having their own category at the Olympics and allowing them to compete. That is absolutely fine. Having their own category at high school universities, at high schools, at universities, everywhere across the country, and being able to compete. What I am not open to are biological men competing against women. If you want evidence that biological men will always defeat women, look no further than the actual Olympics and look at the time differences as it is when men are competing in a sprint versus women competing in a sprint, when men are competing in a throw versus when women are competing in a throw. If you don't want to acknowledge biological reality, I want you to lead the trans Olympics. I want you to be the person that establishes the trans events for people. Thank you for your question. There's more people behind you.
Okay. I love that your solution is separate but equal.
What? So we already have a what? Your solution is separate but equal? What are you talking about? We already have men and women divisions, so is that separate but equal? Next question.
Damn, there is no way you could come back from that one. That was a tough watch for her, right? She made that student freeze. That guy holding the mic should have thrown in the white towel, if I'm going to be honest with you. A deer in the headlights, right? I don't know why she thought somehow, some way she could walk up on stage and try and catch Candace Owens out. That ain't happening. But there is one point I want to briefly touch on that Candace Owens brought up, and that is the idea of having a trans category, right, for trans people to compete against each other. That is a reasonable thing, a good tone to set. However, for a lot of people, it's not about the sport. It's not about playing the sport. It's about absolutely destroying female competition, because if they cared about the sport so much, when the Swimming World Cup offered a chance for trans people to compete against each other, we would have seen entries come in. However, nobody did in fact enter. And why is this? Who knows? It could be for a myriad of reasons. Maybe the advantage they have when competing against women in this category would become void because they would be competing against other men. For some people, it is just about feeling some sort of achievement from taking places awards away from women, which they don't experience when they're in the men's side of things, because a lot of them will compete in the men's side of things, do absolutely terribly, and then they've been given this bridge by this liberal society to cross over into the women's side of things, and they absolutely dominate. They know as well it is effectively cheating. It is not about the sport, it is about destroying the competition. But if I was this liberal student, I tell you now, after this, I would be avoiding social media, the internet, for the foreseeable future at all costs. That was pretty embarrassing. I'm not gonna lie to you. But on to another Daily Wire host now, Brett Cooper, and you're absolutely gonna love this one. The Daily Wire just recently teased a live-action remake they're going to be creating of Snow White, starring Brett Cooper as Snow White. As we all know, Disney's woke live-action remake of Snow White is in the mud, right? They managed to find the most insufferable actor ever to play Snow White, who hates the original story. It's not even about Snow White any longer. It's about Rachel Zegler playing a woman who is a boss. Rachel Zegler has come out and said she doesn't like the original weird prince storyline. He's a stalker. I don't even know if the prince is going to be in this film. You know, she's not going to be saved by the prince. She's going to do everything herself, and the dwarfs aren't even dwarfs. I don't know what's going on there. I really don't. So the Daily Wire took this opportunity to, I don't know, bring back some common sense and keep tradition alive, right? Jeremy Boring on X goes on to say the following: today is the 100th anniversary of Walt Disney starting his company. For almost a century, Disney built goodwill and trust with parents and created the greatest library of content in history. But Walt Disney's vision no longer animates the company he founded. Today, woke ideologues run the House of Mouse, and they have abused the trust and goodwill that was their legacy. While their classic films are still phenomenal, their new fare is laden with the radical race and sexual identity theory of the woke left. So today, on the 100th anniversary of Walt founding his company, we are proud to announce the launch of ours. Introducing Benki, a brand new company from the Daily Wire that makes good on our commitment to bring high quality kids entertainment that never insults the values of everyday Americans. So I expect to see a lot of high quality content for kids that isn't laced with woke ideology, and they definitely need that. But here's Jeremy Boring also announcing their first live action remake, also with a little teaser trailer. Take a watch.
In addition to announcing the launch of our kids entertainment company, I also want to announce today that company's first live-action feature film. It's a story about a princess and a prince, about beauty and vanity, about love and its power to raise us from death to life. It's our own adaptation of an ancient fairy tale. It's coming in 2024, and it's called
Once upon a time. In time a prince would come. Once upon a time, but now that time is gone.
Yeah, Disney, Rachel Zegler, it's time to tap out. You're done. By the way, we got a teaser trailer for this film, and Disney haven't even put out theirs. That says a lot, right? And this already looks better than anything we've seen from Disney's live-action remake. There is no way in any reality, or in this one, that people are choosing to see Disney's social justice film over this. I'm telling you now. And I didn't notice a prince in this trailer, so, you know, if you need one... I do actually need to clean my room. It's getting a bit dusty in here. I wouldn't dare suggest myself. What do you do? All jokes aside though, right? It's great to see a company head in this direction, because a lot of people, including myself, have been screaming out for some tradition, good morals, good values, common sense to be brought back. And because Hollywood has headed in the opposite direction for so long, I've said before when we speak about films, I struggle to watch 99.9% of films that come out today because I constantly feel like we're being lectured on something. And from a man's point of view, we feel like we're constantly being told we're not strong, we're weak, or we're being portrayed in that way. Women are constantly told you need to live this hyper masculine life, you know, do everything for you, don't have kids, avoid family, focus on your career, it's all about you and nobody else, when some women actually don't want to live that life. And I understand, you know, some people like those sort of films, they like that message, but it has completely taken over Hollywood and the mainstream media so much so that's all we see now. You don't see a balance of anything. It's very boring, it's very tedious, and there's no point in watching a film when I'm sat there and I'm just constantly being lectured on how I'm so weak, I'm the bad ones, you're not strong, you're this, you're that. So hats off to the Daily Wire for going down this path. I'm sure it will be a great film and I highly look forward to seeing it. Again, you know, I didn't see a Prince in the trailer. It's getting dusty. It's But that is the end of the video, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have enjoyed today. If you could, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications, share this video, comment down below. But until next time, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.